Next up is Kyle Evans. Surprisingly, he's not playing piano like he's done in literally every other show he could play in. This time, he thought that bringing true talent and skill to the stage was overrated. So this year, he decided to just talk on stage for a few minutes. After all, this is the variety show, an event based on showcasing all different types of talent, and what could be more unique than no talent at all? As you may have guessed, he's doing stand-up comedy. He hopes you all have a good time and forget about your stresses in the world while you listen to his. Enjoy.
Hello everybody, how are you doing tonight? Welcome to the 2018 Invented Variety Show. I will be your designated guy who goes up and talks on stage for a few minutes. Some of you are wondering, a few of you are wondering, like, oh my God, what does he do? I thought this was a music show. Does he sing or something? Did he forget what he's gonna do? Should I call an ambulance? Actually, no, I'm very happy to be here tonight. Did you know the most common phobia in the world is glossophobia? And that's the fear of public speaking, right after the fear of death. And the fear of death doesn't have a fancy name, it's just called common sense. So that means that most people would rather die than speak publicly. Like a murderer has you at gunpoint, like, all right, I'm gonna kill you, unless you go out and read a paragraph in front of 100 people. And the majority of the world would be like, sorry, I can't do that, I'm just gonna have to take one for the team. So you know, there is a simple trick to keeping calm when you're on stage. See, just a little trick to calm the nerves. The trick is to imagine everyone in your audience naked. But it only works if you don't tell them that's what you're doing. Because that would be kind of weird. Right, so moving on. Man, I'm a junior now. Time really flies. I remember as a freshman, my first impression of school was the bell. It's not a normal, like, ding, 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 that you expect. No, it's something different. You can only imagine when they were setting up the school, somebody actually had to say, you know what, normal bells, get rid of them. That's too normal. We have to have something else. How about this? A really annoying beep that we have to hear a dozen times a day. Yeah, that's a great idea. That's not going to be annoying at all. You know what, actually, I think it's an upgrade. It's a matter of distinction. So, any freshmen out here tonight? Can you get a show of hands? Hey, I like it so far. Going well? Are you being paid to say that? You're just saying that because your parents are here? Well, you have a lot to look forward to. You get to look forward to driving to school. That's going to be an interesting experience. You get to avoid the ever so awkward car ride with your parents. You all know what I'm talking about. The mom comes up and picks up the kid from school. Hi, honey, how was your day? Anything interesting happen? No, nothing at all? How are your tests? Oh my God, Mom, you're so annoying. I'm just like, give me a break, please. I feel like it's a little too accurate for some of you. Well, for the freshmen out there, you're getting used to the workload? I know it's a lot to take in, but just keep your head on straight. You're going to have some opportunities to cut corners, but just don't. All right? You can't cheat your way through med school. If you had to get an emergency heart surgery and you were about to die, and you go in and you look up at the surgeon like, all right, I trust you know what you're doing. Do well. Imagine having the surgeon look down at you and be like, well, I cheated on all my tests. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even know what an artery is. Buckle up. I think you'd be kind of worried. And also, don't rely on extra credit. I know some teachers do this thing where they'll give you extra credit if you turn in a project early. Don't do that. That's a trap. It ends up bad every time. If you want an explanation, look at something else in nature that has a due date. Birth. I always laugh when they say that the baby's due. Like, you go to the doctor like, congratulations, you're pregnant. Well, I expect the baby on my desk no later than 8 a.m. and September 1st. See you in 9 months. No, you can't turn a baby in early. Take your time with that. My mother tried to turn me in 3 weeks early. I was 3 weeks early. She thought that she might get some extra credit if she turned me in early. Even though I wasn't done. She's just like, looks good enough, here you go. No, she didn't get any extra credit. The only thing she got was an underdeveloped lung and 36 hours of free labor. I wasn't actually set on doing stand-up the whole night. I was considering being a magician and doing a magic act. I know this one really cool trick where I can disappear if I turn sideways. It's really cool, right? Like, you can see me, now you don't. I'd like to give a quick shout out to my parents. They're here right now. Can I get a wave? I want to thank you so much for being supportive of me. You know, my dad has been very motivational for me my entire life. When I was 4, he told me that it was time that I take the training wheels off my tricycle. And he told me that I needed to take them off my tricycle. Thanks, Dad. Has anyone here ever used Uber? You know, it's that new rideshare service where you get to hop in a car with a stranger and basically do whatever you're told not to do in safety school. I've never used it, but I've had a first-hand experience with some people who do use it. I went to dinner with my relatives at a restaurant, and my uncle, my cousins, and I, after we finished eating, we went out to get the car and bring it up front to fetch the rest of my family. So while we're sitting there waiting there, these 2 lovely older ladies walk out, and they had obviously been drinking a little too much of the blood of Christ that night. And they come out, and one of them's like, oh my God, hey, that's our Uber! And they walk up to my car, and my uncle rolls down the window. He's like, can I help you? And the lady said, oh yeah, it's our Uber, let's go. Before my uncle can even say what, they open the door and get in our car. And this is an SUV, so there's 3 rows. My cousins and I are in the 3rd row in the very back. They get in the 2nd row, and they haven't seen us yet. They get in the car, and they start telling my uncle where to go. They're like, oh, yeah, turn right, like 6 months, like overslurred speech. And my uncle is like, I can't do this right now. I'm like, whoa, babe. And they're like, come on. Well, I can't do this right now. My family's coming, and my kids are in the back seat. They slowly turn and see us. We make eye contact. We've been spotted. Their facial expressions turns to something that can only be described as a cow looking at an oncoming train. The noise that then they make, I will never forget and forever etched into the fabric of my nightmares. I can't exactly describe it, but it was something along the line of, they run out of the car and bolt down the street and never be seen again. So this past week, I had missed a test, so I had to make it up and schedule with the teacher. And so I thought it would just not be a problem. I was talking to the teacher about it, but call it paranoia, some scary thoughts went through my head. The teacher could make it easy or very, very difficult. I just had a terrible fear. I'd go and be like, hi, so I missed the test last week. When can I make it up? And the teacher would be like, well, I'm in office every 3rd Wednesday of the month from 3:15 to 3:08 a.m. And I'd be like, that's weird, but I guess I'll make it work. So where do I take it? Do you want me to come here, or is it in your mailbox? You'd be like, well, actually, I stapled it to the top of the 80-foot flagpole, along with your underwear from 3rd grade. You'd be like, that seems a little harder than it needs to be. He's like, that's only part 1. Part 2 is in another dimension. And the only way to get it is to come up in front of class right now and dance like a pretty ballerina princess. You'd be like, wait, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, come on up here and dance in front of class. I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't understand. He's like, dance! I'm like, okay, I'm dancing. And he's like, yeah, so do you feel pretty? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, do you feel pretty? I'm like, I don't understand. He's like, say it! I'm like, what? Say you're pretty! I'm pretty! Yeah. The entire class is pointing and laughing at me. He's like, here, class, take notes on how much of a loser he is. And I'm like, why are you doing this to me? And the entire class is pointing and laughing and taking video. I'm like, why? I